Not choosing is choosing. When we're in difficult relationships, we often get confused by behavior. We see what somebody's doing and we're not sure how to take it. We don't know how to interpret it. So we often will see somebody who's not doing what we want and we'll ask ourselves, well, why? Sometimes we give an explanation, we fill it in and we say, oh, well, they're trying, or well, things are just hard for them, or well, that's the only thing they could do. Sometimes we even feel responsible for what they're doing and feel like it's our fault that they're making that choice. I often ask people, think about what else the person could do. What other choices could they have made? If you have somebody who's saying, oh, I want the relationship, I want to stay married, I don't want to separate, I don't want to break up, I'll get help, I'll work on it. And then they do absolutely nothing. They refuse to go to counseling. They refuse to talk about the relationship problems. They refuse to admit any wrong. They refuse to do anything but just to say that they want the relationship to work. And they make a choice not to do anything. What does that communicate to you? What does that tell you? Now, it's really easy to listen to the words because that's what you want to believe. You want to believe that the person wants the relationship. You want to believe that the person doesn't want to break up and that the person does want to work on it. So you have a tendency to look at the words and to hear them and to ignore the behavior. But there's the confusion of, well, then why aren't you doing anything? Are you working on it? Are you not working on it? Don't be confused. Look at the choice the person is making. Look at inaction as a choice. Inaction as communicating a message that is stronger than words. Not choosing is choosing. Choosing something instead of another choice, choosing not to go to counseling, communicates a message. Choosing not to talk about the relationship problems, choosing not to admit any wrong, that's a message. The message is, I'm not going to admit there's anything wrong with me. I'm not going to talk about the problems. I won't be accountable. Not going to counseling says, I'm not willing to go to counseling. I cannot tell you how many times people say to me, well, he says or she says she wants to work on it, but she won't go to counseling or he won't go to counseling. Do you think he wants to work on the marriage? Well, what's the person doing to work on the marriage? Nothing. Well, then is that equal working on the marriage? If you want to work on the marriage, what are you doing to work on the marriage? Oh, well, I'm going to counseling. I'm reading books. I'm getting help. I'm talking to people. I'm trying to change. I'm willing to talk about it anytime. Okay, the choice that the other person is making is a choice. Doing nothing means I'm not willing to do anything. There's a message in that. If you have somebody who says, I want a job, of course I want to get a job, but the person never looks for a job, the person never goes to a job interview, do you really think that person is wanting to get a job? Why is the person not getting a job? Why is the person finding fault with every single job they could get? Oh, that's not good enough. It's too far. It's the wrong hours. I don't like it. It's not in my field. Why is the person making excuses? Again, not choosing is choosing. Not choosing one of those jobs, not choosing to go out on interviews, not choosing to look means I'm not serious about getting a job. Somebody who says, I want to get sober, I want to get clean, I don't want to do drugs or alcohol anymore, I want to change. And yet that person continues to drink and use and not go to recovery, not go to any 12-step meetings, not reach out to get help, and just say every time you bring it up, oh, sure, I want to get sober, I want to get sober. What is that person telling you? By not choosing to go to meetings, by not choosing to go to a program, by not choosing to do anything, that person is choosing to continue to drink, to continue to use drugs. There is a message. Why do we get confused? We get confused because we don't want to make the hard choices. We don't want to believe the thing that we don't want to happen. We want to keep hoping. We want to keep praying that God's going to change the person. We want to keep believing that the person is going to change so that we don't have to think about setting a boundary. We don't have to think about whether we should be in the relationship or not. We don't have to think about whether we're going to kick that person out of our house or whether we're going to cut off the money if the person doesn't want to get a job. We don't want to. We want to avoid that. So what will we do? We'll keep hoping, we'll keep believing, we'll keep hanging on to words that are really kind of lying to us, not telling us the truth, or looking at behavior and making excuses for it. Well, they really are trying to get a job. I know she really wants to. I know she does. It's just, well, she's just picky. It's just hard for her. It's not easy for her to do just anything. So we'll begin to make excuses. I had a father who asked me a question. He said, how can I make my 25-year-old son get and keep a job? I have gotten him 3 jobs and he has managed to get fired from every job. How can I get him to keep a job? And I said, you're asking me the wrong question. The question you should be asking me is, under what circumstances should I allow my son who does not want to work to live in my home? That is the hard question the father did not want to have to deal with. Instead, he kept hoping that if he got his son a job, his son would keep that job. But by his son choosing not to keep the jobs, to get fired by not doing what he needed to do at the jobs, by getting fired, the son was communicating a message to his dad. I don't want to work, and I'm going to do everything I can to not work. Okay, don't forget, not choosing is choosing. Pay attention to the message because it's an important one. I want you to think of someone in your life who is not doing what you want him or her to do. And I want you to think about the message that the person is communicating to you by their action or inaction. Matthew 12:33 says, make a tree good and its fruit will be good, or make a tree bad and its fruit will be bad. A tree is recognized by its fruit. People's choices are communicated by their actions or inactions. Thank you for watching this video on Change My Relationship. I hope that you will watch more, and please, if you have anything, question that you would like me to answer, please feel free to put a comment down below the video or write to me at carla@changemyrelationship.com, at changemyrelationship.com. Thank you.